Now listen. Now I did get into a piece of this. Now I'm gonna be honest. I have not gotten all the way into. Let me say this. I have not finished Blake Lively's lawsuit. Okay, I was reading it. Like I think it was last week or something like that. Every night I was reading like a little bit more. Maybe the week before last, whenever it was, I was reading like a little bit more every night, and pretty much I understood the gist of what was going on, just a little bit from her point of view. Right. I believe originally it started off as a. I believe they said it was like a CRD complaint that she had against her co-star. So basically, for the people that's clueless, Blake Lively is an actress, okay, who's married to Ryan Reynolds, from my understanding. And this guy you see here is Justin Baldoni, who's also an actor as well. And they had a movie to come out last year called It Ends With Us, and it pretty much came from like a book that was written. And I believe that Baldoni was the one. I don't know if he has like full rights to the book, but he has some type of connection to the book to where he was able to move forward with getting a production company to work with him to want to bring this actual book to life in a film. Okay. From my understanding. So Blake was casted to be in this film, and she was supposed to be like one of the main characters, I guess, like his girlfriend or fiance or whatever she's going to be to him. And I didn't finish the movie yet either, and I started watching it and I didn't get a chance to finish that. But anywho, so the movie ended up coming out. They started doing some press and things, and they weren't really doing press together. Okay, it came out that she was doing press with the other people of the cast, and he was kind of doing solo press. And what was crazy was the fact that while they were doing press, they were like on two different angles, like covering two different types of angles of the, like, I think his was more so DV driven, okay, and advocating for survivors and stuff, whereas hers was a bit different. Okay, and people felt like she was more so trying to promote her hair care line and different stuff like that, they were saying. So it's been a lot going on. Okay, so that was already like weird, and people started being like, what's going on? Why are they not doing this together? Like, have you noticed how weird this is? And then people would go and, go to the social media to see if they're following each other, and it looks like she's not following him, and none of the other cast members are following him either. Okay, so it wasn't much long after August when they did the promoting and everything, and I think it was August, some point in 2024, after they did the promoting. I do believe that Blake Lively filed a CRD complaint. I think it's like a civil rights kind of complaint or whatnot, about him complaining that she was pretty much sexually harassed. And she also listed in the lawsuit the different things that he has done. Also, the CEO of, I believe it's Wafer production company, how he may have, sexually harassed her, how they pretty much invaded her privacy when she's in her dressing room trying to breastfeed or whatever, how they're exposing, like one of the guys exposed their naked pregnant wife giving birth, because there's supposed to be a scene where Blake is supposed to be giving birth. I don't know if they were trying to use it as an example. She talked about how Justin, would want to kiss her longer than expected, adding additional intimate details and things into the script that were not warranted, were not needed, and would not have an intimacy coach on hand as she would request. She felt as though his team were trying to pretty much assassinate her character, make her look bad, harm her career in some fashion by putting out salacious articles and things. She ends up bringing up something called astroturfing, and I wasn't familiar about that, but once I learned about it, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to side eye a lot of things now, because basically with astroturfing, what they said that it is when there are a ton of people online that appear to shape a certain narrative about a person, and you may think that it's regular people, but it's not. It's an actual company that's pushing a certain narrative, and that may be why people say bots. Oh, these are bots or whatever. Okay, so I'm like, oh, child, a lot of these, viral conversations that may happen. Now I'm wondering, okay, who's really doing this? Is this really the American people feeling away? Or is this a scheme that they set up? Some type of company to come to us with the BS about certain people. All right. So that's sketchy Betchy. But she talked about all of that. She has a full list of things. She said that she has complained to Sony. She tried to complain to Wayfair about the behavior of Justin. Then she goes on to say that, the head man in over Wayfair also did some things that, made her feel like she was being sexually harassed or whatnot. Some of the castmates have said, according to the lawsuit or the complaint or whatever, they also can attest to, witnessing certain things and experiencing some similar things and similar behavior as, Blake has. So girl, Blake, I'm not gonna hold y'all. Y'all know I'm typically a person, I don't automatically believe survivors and all of that stuff. That's really not me. I like to, most of the time, just chill, wait, see what the information is, okay? I ain't really do that this time, y'all. I kind of read through it, and I was like, ooh, and when she had, like, different receipts and stuff, I was like, oh, my God. I was like, so he really did do this, girl? Like, oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? So I'm leaning more towards Blake Lively side. Girl, the one time I should have stayed in the middle, girl. The one time I should have stayed in the middle, Justin said, okay, here you go, get that, slide that over there to her real quick. I said, oh my God. So I haven't even gotten into his lawsuit at all, but I have been watching different TikTokers and different people, discussing it, getting into like, some of the lawsuit and stuff. But this is the thing. He is primarily, as of now, from my understanding, he's suing New York Times because they published, something salacious about him or whatever. And I believe that they may have done that on behalf of Blake or whatnot. But yeah, he's suing New York Times, and now they're saying that he is planning on suing Blake Lively. And in the documentation, from what was shown, and matter of fact, did he already file the suit? I'm not sure if he's already filed the suit against her, but here's the thing, this is what I can tell you. In his documentation, child, he has text messages between him and her. Now, she had text messages as well in her documentation, but it seems like, according to him, she didn't tell the full story. So he's like, I got the full story for you. Okay. So I don't know what's going on. Like in her lawsuit, also, let me go back to her lawsuit real quick. She talked about, how she felt like the people were trying to damage her career and stuff. And she was able to obtain text messages, emails and stuff from his people, stating that they were trying to bury her. Okay, and him talking about how, look, like, this is the type of information we gonna need on her. This is the type of things that we gonna need to, get her before she could get me, type thing. And he like, wait a minute, okay? Don't be trying to sit up there and act like I did something to you, girl, okay? I'm over here trying to protect myself from you. It ain't the other way around. So, girl, it's just a mess, okay? So, Justin has been exposing things. He is suing these people for $250 million. Okay. Now I do believe Blake, I think she went from a CRD, a civil rights complaint, to now I think that she is I think she may have actually filed suit. Okay. It's so many different moving parts to this story, and I definitely got to get up to date on some things, especially by, checking out his lawsuit and stuff. But yeah, they're saying that he is suing the New York Times, and it appears that it's because of things that they published on behalf of what Blake put out. They said Baldoni's lawsuit argues the legacy media outlet pushed a false narrative by cherry picking out of context and in some cases doctored private communications that were intended for outside eyes. Okay, so basically it's based on her lawsuit and what was published, and so now he's suing them, and he feels like while she's saying that, oh, I'm trying to start a smear campaign on her, it's really her starting a smear campaign on me. Baby, I was not expecting Justin Baldoni to come out here swinging the way that he's swinging and exposing the way that he is. It's crazy, okay? The way he's coming out with the evidence and showing how Blake tried to take over pretty much the entire damn film. That was never her. She ain't sit down with nobody. Like, you ain't sit down with the author and all this and that to move forward with this film. I did. You over here trying to do your own actor's cut when I'm the director, and we should be doing a director's cut. Okay, she tried to pretty much force her way into control. Okay, throughout this entire project. And I'll never forget, I had saw a interview that he did on the red carpet, and on the red carpet they asked him about the second part of the movie. And I think it begins with us versus it ends with us or something like that. And then they asked him if he, would direct and this and that and the other. And then he says real sarcastically, he said, I don't know about that. But I tell you what, I think Blake would. I think Blake would be a great director. Yeah, she could do it. And I'm like, what is that about? Now, why would you say it like that? Right? So it makes more sense now when he's filing this suit and feeling like, oh, It's not me coming against her. She trying to ruin me. I'm not trying to ruin her. And now I get the sarcasm from the interview. Now I get it. Like, yeah, she want to have so much fucking control. She wants to have producer credits. She wants to do all of this and be in charge. Okay, so much so she got her damn husband and added in on the shit in some capacity. Got him over here allegedly berating me, screaming at me and stuff, and I have witnesses and things like that. So yeah, she could direct it. She'll do a great job. Let her ass do it. Like, that's the energy. Now I see what he was doing. So I don't know who is telling the truth with this. I don't know who is telling the truth, because even though he's calling out her character as far as how she showed up on set and stuff, and he feels like everything that she asked for, she got. That's what he says. Everything she wanted, any adjustments that were made, they gave it to her because she was talking about quitting. If y'all don't let me do it how I want to do it or whatever, then I'm going to quit. Okay? So, I don't know. Okay, because he could be telling the truth. It doesn't mean that everything that he's saying about her doesn't mean that he did not do the very things that she also said. So child, I don't know. And let me tell you something. All that her talking about she would quit. I do feel like the liability would have been more on the studios than it would have been on her. You know, because they would have had to fight it after paying her to be like whatever upfront money or whatever money they gave her. They probably wouldn't be able to get that back potentially. I don't know. But they definitely would have had to spend more money out just to go and find another actress to, you know what I'm saying? Or go through the process of auditioning all over again. You got to pay these casting people. And so I just feel like they would have took more of a hit as a production company. So they started to kind of like give in and kind of give that lady what she want. But child, the people been clocking the hell out of Blake. And I'm like, dang, not Blake not being the person that I thought she was. I thought she was a sweet old lady. Not old, but you know, I thought she was a sweet woman, but now it's giving more of a Karen just a little bit. And I don't know what to think anymore, because the people been saying she's been a bitch since Gossip Girls. And I'm like, what? So it's a lot going on over there. And Justin Baldoni said, baby, I will not be going down without a fight. I don't give a damn how big your name or your husband's name is. Okay. Y'all not for to play me. So girl, leave your thoughts and comments down below, because this is messy. All right.